Mental health time, week 33. I have my trusty glass of tea with me, and I have my trusty boobs with me because I am sick. I'm in the middle of reorganizing my closet, so shit's everywhere, and I just picked whatever was closest and easiest to put on. So right now, I just happened to pick up the camisole that just gives me boob central. So have fun with that. And before I get into the normal stuff, I'll just do some like silly little miscellanies because if I don't talk about them now, I will constantly forget about them. And I just, sort of interesting. It's mostly involving like the bank charge, the recent fraudulent one that I've mentioned. The web store that I had the problems with, recent like a few weeks back, they sent a little email like, "Oops, we've had problems with our site. Here's 10% off," or something like that. And it was sent to like the email that I used the account for and the email that I sent the like, "I think something's wrong with your site because I'm getting fraudulent charges. This is not good." So that's good. So hopefully they realize something was wrong with their site and that everything's a hunky dory now. So that's always good because you don't want, because it's a good company, so you don't want, their web store to be all, hacked and nonsense bullshit because then fewer people buy from them and that's not good. And my bank sent a letter that they couldn't remove the fraudulent charge, and they like I would have to talk to like whoever like the company was involved. But we already did that like right like the same day that we contacted the bank about it, and they already moved it because PayPal is wonderful. So obviously the bank didn't think to like check before sending it out, or it was right before like they removed the charge. So banks are silly. And now on to all the normal stuff. Work was good. I know I keep saying it, but the first few months were kind of shitty. Just every week I was like, this person's mean and I don't like this and I'm just not doing good and I'm sad. So work was good. It was busy like I thought it would be last week because Friday was slow. When Fridays are slow, the next week's super busy. So it was super busy, and I actually had a meeting that I thought was going to be like you're fired meeting because I did. It was like, oh, can you meet with HR at this time? It's like, yes. Is something wrong? Did I do bad things? Did you find my nudie pics? Oh no. Apparently it was just a checkpoint meeting because I've been there like for 6 months. So it was sort of just like, here's what you're doing good, here's what you can improve on, and be more, out and about because, a lot of people have a tendency to be at their desk and blah blah blah. And, make you're doing better, but make fewer and fewer mistakes with pleating clips and go team, stuff like that. So that was interesting. And Monday, uh, I had I had to go pick up a gift card at Nova because if you work under a certain amount of hours and you're like part-time adjunct faculty, they recently approved giving you $75 gift cards. So yay, free money. So I picked that up. I ran an errand and I was like almost on the way home, and I got hit by a car. I'm okay. I'm good. First off, I'm fine, but I got hit by a car. It's really not a big deal because the impact was like, it was not even a foot from like her stopping and then hitting me. There's literally no impact, almost none at all. You can barely count it as an impact because there's like, I didn't even bruise. And I bruised like banana. There was like no bruise, no nothing. Like the only thing that like sort of made it like, yeah, you definitely got hit by a car today. Like my ankle was just like, I didn't have full range of motion because it was sore because I fell on it weird and I twisted it weird like from the impact. But I was walking like home. I was like literally almost home, and there's a one way that's a fucking death trap right by my house and right by the school, and just people fly down by there all the time. People we try to use it as U-turns. I've seen one person go up the wrong way of the one way and like absolutely booking it like a bat out of hell. So it's a fucking death trap. But she had a very small car, like her hood barely came up to like my thigh, and like she stopped, and I slowed my step a little bit because I'm like, she gonna go? Should I wait? Do I need to, can I go? I don't know. So I just decided to go. I kept walking, and I had a snack in my hand, and I had my phone, because I was just thinking, like, do Siamese worms exist? Like, because there's worms, and it's like, here's the head, here's the tail. Are there worms where it's like, here's the head, here's the head? Like, I had that, like, fucking epiphany, like, whoa, does this happen? So I was thinking about fucking Siamese worms. I wasn't entirely paying attention, and then all of a sudden the car moves forward, and I'm almost completely past it. Like, literally the edge of the hood touches, like, my leg. I'm just like, I'm getting hit by a car. And all of a sudden, like, I'm just sitting plopped down, right by the car, and I'm just like, well, I'm here now. This happened. And luckily I completely missed the mirror hitting me, so, like, literally the only thing, it was like barely an impact on my leg, and like I said, only my ankle really had any lasting effects. And like by Wednesday I had almost my entire range of motion back, and I have my entire range of motion back now. Like, I'm good, I'm fine, everything's cool. And she was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I wasn't paying attention, I didn't see you, I was looking to the left for the traffic, are you okay? I'm sorry, are you okay? And like, I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good. Like, I was able to get it right away. I didn't lose my phone. My phone was still in my hand. My snack was still in my hand. I didn't, like, drop anything. So I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine. I wouldn't be able to stand on my leg if it were broken. I'm good, everything's cool, I'm fine. And it was just sort of like a really interesting, probably the most interesting Monday I've ever had in my life. So I can now say that I've gotten hit by a car, and it wasn't, luckily it wasn't a bad impact, but it's just kind of funny to me. So there was that. And the last week I mentioned I did like a little, I took some photos to send to an artist up in New York, and he didn't mention anything about resolution size. He didn't mention that he wanted to print it, to have like a printed reference. He, didn't ask what kind of camera I had, or if I had a good quality camera. And he just throws a hissy fit, and it's like, well, I was expecting, the quality of stuff on your portfolio. And it's like, those are from other photographers. I don't have access to their cameras. I don't have a good camera. I have a shitty camera. And, I don't have the finances right now, and I honestly don't feel like getting a new camera right now. I'm just sort of dealing with what I got, because it's still usable. So, I'm just like, why didn't you ask me about what kind of camera I had? And it's like, you didn't mention anything about wanting to print it out. I would have tried to get you a better resolution, but, it's just, you didn't specify anything, so don't throw a hissy fit when those expectations aren't met, because you didn't inform me of this. So that was kind of annoying, but it's like, there's nothing I can do. And also, I'm an artist too, so get over it. Wah. You can't print it out in super awesome resolution. Deal with it. Like, I have 2 different folders. Like, I have a folder on my computer of stuff that's specifically online, so I look at it just on my computer screen. And I have stuff that I get out of magazines and ads, flyers and shit, and I have like a physical reference book and folder, just right by me. So I have one that I see on a computer screen, and I have one that I can, like, it's a little more tangible. Because I know different resolutions. Sometimes some pictures don't have great resolutions. They look great online, or they look great on the web. They don't look great printed out. That's just how things are. Computers and, photos are funny like that. But I don't know. It still paid me, so, there's nothing that can be done about it. So that experience has been had. So there's that. And I saw a guy on the metro with a tie-dye shirt and long ponytail, and he had like his beard was like very like a standard beard, but there were like 2 long braids coming from it. He was like the epitome of a hippie. Like, I have to mention that because I just remembered that, This dude looked awesome. That was one of the coolest dudes I've ever seen in my life. He looked like a fucking wizard. And if he's not a wizard, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Because he should be, a hippie wizard. Because, come on, that just sounds awesome. Hippie wizard. That's the best thing ever. And I had 2 shoots on Wednesday. Again, because I'm insane. And the first one went really well. And just went really great. The second one, it was supposed to be a half-day shoot. And it wound up only being an hour and a half. Because he supposedly ran out of ideas. Now, he had multiple books right by him that he could have referenced, but he chose not to. So I don't know if he just didn't want to sort of look through reference books while I was there, or whatever, or something. But we have this, we start the shoot. He doesn't like half my outfits, and he just mentioned, what kind of color, and this is, pin-up shoot. He just mentioned, white and black outfits, so it's you didn't give super specific specifications on what you wanted, so it's and he didn't specify anything about hair and makeup, so I had a bun, because I never shoot with my hair up in a bun, I almost never do it, and I had just pretty much the same makeup I had from the first shoot. I did, a slightly more, sort of pin-up-y look, with, the lips and the cheeks, but he didn't like it, but he gave no, input on what he wanted. So he's like, oh, it's a very severe look. And I'm like, it's not that severe. I don't think it is. It's still... And he literally did not let me do my thing. And it's I've been at this for a while. I know how to do pinup. I'm good at it. But he was just do this pose and do this pose and look here and do this. And it's I'm bored. I'm already bored with this. And he sees my tattoos, and he's like, why do women get tattoos? I'm just thinking, oh shit, it's one of these guys. But here's the thing. He mentioned something that I have specifically in my profile. So he read my profile, so he knows I have tattoos! Because I state it! So why would he give that reaction? So I was just I don't know. It's because women like getting tattoos. That's why we get them. He's like, well, why do you get them? It's because they are significant points in our life. It's oh, well, what is this? What's the tattoo on your ankle? And it's it's a Venetian, it's a mask, a ribbon. It's oh, are you a lesbian? It's stop giving me the 3rd degree on my fucking tattoos. Stop giving, stop. Pretty much anything I did, anything I said, I would have to justify it. Or, if I didn't do it specifically, it was he got an attitude. And it was ugh, come on, dude. Let's just have the fucking shoot. It was so annoying. And at one point he's hold on, well, stop. It appears I'm making, I feel like I'm making you uncomfortable. And I'm no, I'm not uncomfortable. And in my head I'm thinking, you're about to piss me off. Because you're giving me the 3rd degree on every single thing. And you've already said you hated, how I did hair and makeup. But you didn't give any, request on it. You hated most of my outfits. So I was just... I was done. So we did a couple other things, and then he's like, can I photograph your tattoos? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care. And then he's like, well, I've run out of ideas, I'm sorry. I'll still pay the half-day rate, and, I'll, let's call it a day. And it's okay. I'm not mad about it, because I got my half-day rate for only, an hour's work. Technically an hour and a half if you count, the time it took getting ready. But, I don't know, it was such a lackluster experience, and it just made me upset. Because I'm anytime a photographer is do this, do that, and they don't give you any sort of, ability to freestyle, it just sort of zaps your entire energy, and you're just what am I even doing here? So, that was not fun, which annoyed me, because most of my shoots are fun, so, meh. And I was supposed to shoot Saturday, but I got sick, so we had to reschedule, so meh, sadness. And let's see, Friday, I almost hit myself in the eye with my phone charger, pulling it out. Luckily, my eyes closed in time, so it didn't actually stab me in the frickin' eye, and made me very unhappy. So, that happened. That was an experience. And I actually helped a person with the metro, which I normally don't do because I hate people, especially when I'm going home on the metro and they're like, well, I don't know how to get to here. And it's like, look at a map, use it. This is the red line. Where do you want to go? You want the yellow line? Go here. It takes you to the yellow, and then go about your merry business. So that's a thing. But before heading home, I went to this place called Zentara Tea, which is like a nice little tea shop, and they have cute, yummy little desserts and some sushi and stuff. It was so good. They had lemon ginger tea. It was the best tea I've had in a while, and it was exactly what I needed because I was still, even though it happened like a couple days before, like on Wednesday, I was just still feeling like bleh about the whole shoot, and I don't know. This week has been weird work wise, so I've just been in sort of like a little funk. So I needed the tea. Tea always makes everything better. At least for me, it does. And that was pretty much all the exciting things that happened. I'm literally looking at this like there's nothing else exciting that happened. Basically, the highlight was me getting hit by a car. So that was everything. I'm going to continue organizing my wardrobe and making everything pretty. So I will see you guys next time.